I'm about to demonstrate for you the difference between a seller and a company, a very clear difference. Please pay attention. This is the video for the Tin Hi-Fi T2 Plus. Sorry for the tilt, that's the way my head is. This is the retuned version that's got bass. It sounds nice. It's going to do well because it's generally not offensive in any particular way with my library. This was the original version. I have the mails to confirm it. I would never share that ever. But I said, is this at this time, is this the one that's going to be sold retail? And they said, yes, we're getting ready for production right now. This is the final tuning. And I said, can I do my video? And they said, yeah. And then I went ahead and said, don't buy this. Save your money. Get the 05. Be happy and enjoy that for a while because something is going to come along in this price range that is much better than this. And then you can waste or spend your money. This is throwing money in a hole. I said this. I torpedoed a set that was about to launch, and I got the next version early because the seller doesn't care. It's the company that gets angry, and the company decided it would be wise to go ahead and do a retune instead of push this through because not only myself but some other people had said it's a little bit light, you know? And they went ahead and did it. And I do these videos more often than people seem to recall about, you know, skip this, don't buy this. It doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't inhibit my ability to get stuff in the future because sellers are looking for the best stuff to put on the shelf. Companies like Moondrop, they make this stuff. They're a little less, if I recall correctly, the Moondrop Blessing 2, I was contacted at the early stages along with other early first reviewers, obviously, because I do Chi-Fi. I'm one of the amongst the more well-known as far as Chi-Fi stuff goes. And I reviewed it poorly because I didn't like it, like the original Moondrop. The A8 and the S8 I love. I've been wrecking that for a long time. I love that. So they're a great company and they do good stuff, but not a fan of some of the stuff. Like, it's tuned kind of like you're looking at something. My sub-bass roll is a little bit exaggerated, but it does have sub-bass roll. It's got minimal bass, and it's got a gain of 13 dB, roughly. So what you don't hear is kick drums, naturally, or 4-string bass guitar. What you do hear is vocals and harmonics in an exaggerated way, while I do actually find this profile to be good. If they cut this down, which is kind of what some people advise Tin Hi-Fi to do, which is give it kind of a flat top, which is pretty decent. This makes everything sound thin and bright and with no power or musicality to it. This set was sent to me express because I got it myself. The one that was sent by Moondrop was, I asked them directly because I saw other reviews for this and I thought, wow, I didn't get contacted by them. So people out there, I said Kayan, I said other companies, 64 Audio, Campfire Audio, these companies want, like Moondrop, positive vibes, happy things. Somebody just put out a review today saying it's one of the better budget sets. There's another video reviewer that said it's maybe the budget king. Really, bro? What kind of music are you listening to? Were you specific? Didn't watch your video, but it's certainly not anything like this. It's not the Beatles. It's not Black Sabbath. It's not Bob Marley. It's not Soundgarden. It's not Blind Faith. I didn't listen to this. It's definitely not Led Zeppelin, unless you don't like John Bonham. Elton John. Some of the vocal-centric stuff didn't sound that bad if the volume is down. If the volume is up, then you're not gonna enjoy yourself. So I went at the T2 Plus because I was told it was ready to go, and I told people do not buy it. And that's a company that I get stuff from because the seller, and I suffered no penalty. I'm gonna tell you, don't get the SSR. I'm told now that they're not making it because they're doing something. I think that's a good idea. Why is the reason? Is it really because of something's not available, or are they going to retune it? Because that's a disaster. That's a disaster. Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home. The cymbal strike at 27 seconds. Please go listen to it. Let's not be vague. Let's be specific. Go ahead and listen to that. That's a cymbal strike. Could you imagine hearing that like 50 times during a rock and roll track? Really? That's good for people to know your listening preferences. This is Led Zeppelin's 4th album. There's 2 versions in here. When the levee breaks, comes in with John Bonham with an authoritative kick drum. Like the original T2 Plus, he's not there. He's not dominant, but the harmonica is dominant, which is not the way it's supposed to be. The SSR does the same thing. That could be biased because I suspected after listening to other tracks, man, this is not going to have... But it's pretty clear. So for other people out there that tout this as being something excellent, go listen to John Bonham's kick drum. You don't need to like Led Zeppelin, and you don't need to listen long. You can listen for 10 seconds. Listen for 10 seconds. This is a boss, a kingpin in the budget arena? Really? How about I do the real review job and say, you know what, Moondrop? Go back to the drawing board, up that bass a little bit, cut down that massive gain of 13, get it a little more reasonable, a little more balanced, unless this is your thing, like this is the way you're going, and you would probably do better. Though you've got a hand-picked selected group of people that will tell you everything that you make is pretty good to excellent. If you really want to deal with that, you're going to have more and more people creeping in like me who are not tied to the hobby and don't need to kiss anybody's ass, starting to say, I think this stuff's too bright. But the Moondrop Blessing B2 has a weird group of people that are going around to every platform comparing it with every other thing, and the people that are buying it and owning it are saying different stuff. There's somebody that I just saw today that got a loaner of the L3 that's really not happy. Oh, I'm shocked. What is that person's favorite set? The Moondrop Blessing 2. I go to Hi-Fi forums and I see somebody comparing the L3 to the Blessing 2. And he's talking about the basses on a different level. Yeah. It is. There's really not much bass. But again, kick drums, bass guitars. I'm a sucker for those basic fundamental instruments that exist in a lot of music. So stay away from the SSR. Stay away from people that recommend this and skim over the weaknesses. That's a huge weakness. Not 1, 2. That's very, very much lacking in bass. Please spare me the texture. Please spare me the technicality. I understand where you're coming from, the proficiency of drivers and its ability. This is not tuned well. This does not have bass. This is treble dominant. And the low frequency is submissive and non-existent. Stay away from it. It's not a good set. And inquire to the people that pump stuff like this up a little more specifically. If someone says, oh, you're gassing up the T2 Plus, you're damn right. I earned that right because I took the original that they were going to release to the public and I said, don't buy this. You're throwing money into a hole. I told the public this. I told 5,407 viewers, don't buy this thing. That's T2, yo. And I got the follow-up because they're sellers. What's the best thing? Let's get that going. I didn't change T2's way. A few people did. I can't do that with Moondrop. Moondrop will just forget I exist, like they did with the SSR. So I had to go get my own, or wait for theirs after asking, and get it, well, whenever, maybe a month from now. Manufacturers, sellers, completely different ball game. Please learn how the business works before you criticize certain reviewers. And when you start to look at stuff, start to look at the buyers, not the I loaned a set, the buyers of it. The L3 is a superstar. Someone comparing the B2 to that? Really? Holy crap. Those are called stands. And if you do that too much, people start to, oh, this seems a little bit strange. Like the same people are criticizing this stuff and they're a big fan of the B2. Like they go out of their way to take stuff. Hey, stands, that pair sucks. That sucks worse than the original T2. And the original T2 Plus sucked pretty bad. So you did something. You got a nice picture of a girl, but that set sucks. Stay the fuck away from it. And when they come out with another set and it's got good bass and I praise it, like I praise the T2 Plus now because it's got bass, remember me. Remember me. Take a look at the people out there that are telling you that something's really great and it's really awesome, and they're looking at graphs when it supports their analysis and they're not putting much into the graphs, or they're meaning or how to decipher them or what it means. I'll tell you what this means. This means that a kick drum and some of the 4-string bass guitar is going to be almost inaudible. I've got about a 3 dB correction that I need in the sub bass, but only to about 25 hertz. This has got rolled sub bass. What does this to here mean with 13 gain? This means that because the fundamentals of the vocals are around here, and the harmonic crossover is almost exactly right here, 1.5 for male and female vocals, that the harmonic extension of vocals, especially the first order, the early part, is going to sound exaggerated. This is not bad. This would have been horrible if it fell off completely. But this is noticeable. You're going to notice that parts of the cymbal, especially the beginning of the strike, sounds very strong, and the die-off sounds less so. And all vocals sound like they need to be turned down a little bit. It does have great clarity, but what it's giving you is a clear, treble, bassless replay. Stay away from it. And I'm out. Happy Friday. T2 Plus, get it. They listened and they fixed it. I don't know how they feel about me. Like, fuck that guy. But I got it, and they didn't penalize me. Companies, they play a different game. If you don't toe the line and say, this thing's awesome, or it's pretty damn good, you are not going to be offered it the next time. I'm looking at a company that did that to me right now. Learn about the business, for fuck's sake. People say, how does he gets all this drama and he still can? Because if something sucks, it sucks, and it doesn't matter if it's $2,000, $3,000, it was sent to me, I bought it, it's a company or a seller, it doesn't fucking matter. People talk about pressures in the hobby. I have fucking zero. Nobody's gonna deny me, and if they do, I take Patreon money and buy it myself. Bought it myself. Get your head out your asses, man. The fuck. And be a little more fucking about the money. If someone's talking about, no, that's, for $40, that's not bad. It's nothing like a Belon 03. It's nothing like a YBF if you ever got a fucking good verse. There's lots of fucking options that are much better than this. T2 Plus would definitely be one of those. I'm out.